Good morning. Everyone, please rise as we congratulate the class of 2022.
Please remain standing for the posting of the colors. You may be seated. Welcome to the 22nd commencement of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, and for the third time, the Kentucky College of Optometry. This is a very special occasion in the lives of our students, their families, the university, and the thousands of families our graduates serve around the region. At this ceremony, we will recognize a tremendous group of physician and optometric servants. But even more importantly, we will celebrate the more than 1 million people throughout Central Appalachia and beyond who are served annually by our alumni, and the millions of people who will have their most important sense, their vision, cared for by the alumni of the Kentucky College of Optometry. This is a great day, and we are pleased and honored that you are present here with us this morning. At this time, I would like to invite Rachel Elizabeth Bailey, class of 2022, to lead us in our invocation.
Would you please bow your heads with me? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to gather here today to celebrate our graduation. Thank you for those who are present today and for everyone that has supported us throughout this journey. We stand here today because of your grace. Thank you, Lord, for being with us through this journey, for calming our nerves before exams, for guiding us through clinical rotations, and for giving us the knowledge that we needed to succeed, and for never leaving our sides. I pray that as we go forward into this next step of our careers, that you will continue to guide us to have a servant's heart, a thirst for knowledge, and a humble spirit. Help us to thrive in this new chapter of our lives and make lasting impacts on the individuals around us. As we head to new locations all over the country, please be with us as we move and travel. We have been so blessed on this journey and cannot thank you enough for this path that you have laid out for us. Please stay with us and guide us from this day forward. In all things, we give you the praise. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Rachel. Good morning. I have the privilege this morning to introduce the platform party. Starting to my left, Dr. Tashana Sutton, President of the Kentucky Optometric Association. Dr. Logan Richhart, Kentucky College of Optometry alum and president of the KYCO Alumni Association. Dr. Fran Hughes, Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine alumni and president of the KYCOM Alumni Association. Dr. Samantha Olzelski, KYCOM alum and president of the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association. Dr. William Betts, our commencement speaker. And to my right, Dr. Burton Webb, president of the university. Dr. Joe Kingery, dean of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Michael Bacigalupi, dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry. Dr. Laura Griffin, associate dean of osteopathic principles and practices integration and chair of the OPP department. Mr. Terry Dodson, chairman of the University of Pikeville Board of Trustees. I would like to recognize several groups as well. The first group is our faculty from the Kentucky College of Optometry. Thank you for your tenacity and your grit. We are so proud of your accomplishments. The faculty of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine are also critical. Not only have you supported our medical students, many of you have also taught basic science courses to our students in the Kentucky College of Optometry. Thank you, faculty, for your willingness to serve our students. In addition, thank you to our student affairs staff that we have here today and on campus, our registrar's office, business office, and other support services on our campus. It takes a team effort committed to our students, ensuring success, and you have demonstrated an investment in our students and their lives, and for this we thank you this morning. A special thank you to our university trustees today. Without your leadership and financial support, we would not be here today. And finally, please allow me to introduce two individuals. Our First Lady and wife of Chancellor Patton, Miss Judy Patton, and University of Pikeville's First Lady, and I think she's here today, Dr. Kay Webb. Kay, would you stand, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Worth. On the inside of the program, you will find a brief history of the university, the mission statements of both the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine and the Kentucky College of Optometry. More than 20 years ago, a small group of visionary leaders gathered to discuss what was at that time a rather audacious idea: to start a medical school in the heart of Central Appalachia. This achievement would not have been met without a significant investment of both time, talent, and treasure from people throughout this region. We are deeply grateful to everyone who has gone before us and laid down the path that we now walk with mingled confidence and gratitude. Our medical college continues to be a national leader in healthcare. We rank among the nation's best in categories such as the production of primary care physicians, rural medicine, and affordability. We are producing outstanding world-class physicians. Then, just a few years ago, a group of visionary leaders gathered again to consider whether a college of optometric medicine could attract the same kind of talent as the medical school had. Again, the committed support of a few people made the difference, and the Kentucky College of Optometry was formed. This is the third class of students to graduate from KYCO, and your legacy of excellence and service are building a critical foundation for years to come. As the population ages, healthcare changes will result in an increased demand for medical care. Each of you sitting before us today have an incredible opportunity. You have the chance to change lives and impact society for the good of all. So, after many sleepless nights preparing for block exams, clinical rotations, board exams, and I suspect thousands of cups of caffeinated coffee, you are ready. An important part of the ceremony is the hooding of these new physicians and optometrists. When the time comes, direct your attention to this side of the stage and also to the monitors to see your graduate receive their hood. But what is the significance of that hood? The academic hood was originally a functional garment worn to shield the head of the scholar from the elements. In the English tradition, it has developed into often bright and decorative garment, worn only on special occasions. But the tradition of the hood can be traced back to biblical times. The Old Testament prophet Elijah passed on to his student Elisha his mantle or his hood, and with it, the ability to serve both God and his fellow man. In the modern world, the hood projects a distinguished image. It has different colors on it representing the degree and the college. The velvet lining denotes the discipline of the degree. For example, these hoods have Kelly green, which represents medicine, or seafoam green, which represents optometry. It is also lined with two colors of silk, which represent the colors of the college or university which grants the degree. Black and orange are the University of Pikeville's colors. Today, we are proud to bestow hoods on each of these graduates. In addition to Dr. Worth's recognition this morning, I would also like to recognize some very special people who had a strong hand in molding these graduates as caring, responsible individuals long before they arrived at the University of Pikeville. Many of you are the parents, grandparents, and siblings and spouses of our graduating students. We want to thank you for the many ways in which your support for these graduates has made a difference in their lives. I am certain that without your help, they would not have made it to this time and this place. We know you are proud. You deserve to be. We are equally proud of these new physicians.
Next, I would like to introduce the Dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry. Dr. Michael Bacigalupi has worked diligently with our faculty and staff to support the needs of our KICO students. He is an innovative leader who continues to keep students, our clinical experiences, and our innovative scope of practice at the center of what we do here at the university. Mike and his wife Kelly contribute not only to the University of Pikeville, but are also involved within our community and professional organizations within optometric education. Please join me in welcoming this morning Dean of the Kentucky College of Optometry, Dr. Michael Bacigalupi.
What a great view. Today is a great day. Today is a great day not just for the Kentucky College of Optometry, but also a great day for the University of Pikeville, the Kentucky Optometric Association, the city of Pikeville, and quite frankly, all of Appalachia. Today we graduate our third class from the Kentucky College of Optometry alongside of our colleagues from the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. On this day, 58 men and women will become doctors of optometry. They will competently serve the eye care needs of patients for many, many years to come. And I'm incredibly proud to honor them today. The Kentucky College of Optometry's mission is to develop leaders in therapeutic optometry through innovative education and a commitment to caring for the underserved. The class of 2022 will certainly help us meet this mission. We look forward to the day when, like our colleagues at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, we can demonstrate each and every location throughout Appalachia that now has eye care due to the service of our doctors. Since 2015, our area of the country has been designated as the highest concentration of severe vision loss. Our legacy will be to create a positive change in this designation. Today, as the University of Pikeville awards 58 doctors of optometry degrees, I want everyone in the audience to know how special these degrees are. You see, there are only 41,000 optometrists in the entire United States. By contrast, there are 1.35 million lawyers. And while our profession is small, it couldn't be more important. We care for our patients' most important sense, vision. Humans have but 5 senses: the eyes to see, the tongue to taste, the nose to smell, the ears to hear, and the skin to touch. But by far, the most important organs of sense are the eyes. One of the original textbooks in optometry states, sight is man's most highly developed sense. For the unskilled, vision is essential for acquiring the skills for which to become self-supporting members of society. For the skilled, vision is essential for maintaining optimal performance in the high technology of our nation. For the young, eyesight is the principal sensory pathway of learning. For the elderly, eyesight is the primary means of communicating within their environment. And for all, vision is a vital tool functioning for daily activities, perceiving beauty, and achieving personal fulfillment. I am confident that these students have mastered the knowledge, skills, and abilities to protect and serve the eye care needs of patients during their 4 years here at KYCO. They have been trained using some of the most high-tech equipment in an advanced learning environment by passionate faculty members. They have all experienced outstanding clinical rotations throughout the United States. Together, they have provided more than 77,000 individual patient encounters. Let that moment sink in for you. 77,000 patient encounters by these students. What an impact we're having on our country. Learning and practicing within the state of Kentucky has allowed our students to train in advanced therapeutic procedures. Since 2011, with the Better Access to Quality Healthcare Act, optometrists in the state of Kentucky can perform in-office laser procedures, inject medications, remove lumps and bumps from patients around their eyes. Kentucky was only the second state in the country to allow doctors of optometry to practice this level of care. And at KYCO, we embrace this expanded scope of practice and ensure that these procedures are fully taught as part of their education. KYCO has remained dedicated to advancing our profession in order to provide more care for more patients within our scope of training. I want to thank all of the KYCO faculty and staff for their dedication to our mission. Your hard work and unselfish sharing of knowledge has imparted these new graduates with the skills necessary to care for their patients. I would like to thank our friends at the Osteopathic School, especially Dean Dr. Joe Kingery, for their continued support of our college. Without your foundation, KYCO and KYCO students wouldn't be here today. I also want to thank the administration and the Board of Trustees of the University of Pikeville. Your vision for the future of creating a College of Optometry in Eastern Kentucky was incredible, and your hard work has brought it to this point. Thank you especially to President Webb and Provost Worth for their unwavering support of our college. So, to the class of 2022, you have committed yourselves, you have worked hard, you have persevered through many unexpected challenges during your time here, including the COVID pandemic. But you not only endured, but you flourished. Now know that you are well prepared to care for your patients. I'm excited to see all the wonderful things you guys will do in your careers. Go out into the world and always do the right thing. Be brave and be bold, and never lose compassion for your patients. I'm sorry the world changed during your optometric education and that we had to make so many adjustments along the way. But I know that I speak for all of the KYCO family when I say we are very proud to see you at this moment. Go forth, be successful optometrists. We know you will make us proud. Congratulations to the class of 2022. You did it. Welcome to the profession of optometry. You will always be remembered by all of us here at KYCO that all the great things you accomplished on your way to becoming doctors of optometry. Well done, good luck, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Bacigalupi. Allow me to introduce Dr. Joe Kingery, who serves as the Dean of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. In his first year as Dean, Dr. Kingery and his experiences both in teaching and leadership have been instrumental in the success of our medical school and medical school accreditation. He has worked diligently on campus with you as students, supporting our clinical faculty, and continuing expanding research initiatives here within KYCOM and on our campus. He is also the first dean of KYCOM to be one of the graduates of the program. Dr. Kingery, please address your students and welcome.
Thank you, Provost Worth. The university is extremely fortunate to have talented leadership in its president, provost, and board of trustees, and to have your strong support for our College of Osteopathic Medicine. Your leadership is an inspiration to us all. Since the first class entered the Pikeville College School of Osteopathic Medicine in 1997, our medical school has graduated 1,719 osteopathic physicians. Today, we have the honor and privilege to add 128 new graduates to that number for a total of over 1,800 graduates. Each year, the majority, approximately 65 to 70% of our graduates, enter primary care residencies and become outstanding primary care physicians. In addition, several of our graduates elect to pursue other medical and surgical specialties. This year, we had several of our graduates choose emergency medicine, psychiatry, obstetrics and gynecology, and general surgery, to name a few. Whether entering primary care or another specialty, an impressive percentage, over 40% of our ChiCom graduates have chosen to practice in medically underserved areas of the United States. More than 30% practice in Appalachia, and approximately 32% practice in rural regions across the United States. This year, the U.S. News & World Report ranked ChiCom number 2 in the most graduates practicing in rural areas and number 2 in the most graduates practicing in primary care. Those rankings are out of all MD and DO schools across the country. ChiCom and our graduates are fulfilling our mission and keeping the promise made when the school was founded 25 years ago. The osteopathic medical profession was established in the 19th century by Andrew Taylor Still, a visionary Midwestern MD physician. Dr. Still stated, "To find health should be the object of the doctor. Anyone can find a disease." One of my favorite quotes actually comes from the movie Patch Adams and is something I know you have seen in your clinical rotations. You treat a disease, you win, you lose. You treat a person, I guarantee you, you will win no matter the outcome. You, the ChiCom class of 2022, hold a special place in my heart. You're my first graduating class as dean. However, I've been able to see you grow throughout your time here across the 4 years. I'm confident that the essential medical, humanistic, and scientific knowledge each of you has learned at ChiCom will be added to the personal observations of your patients, mental, spiritual, and physical beings. Through your osteopathic medical education, you have learned that taking the time to listen and learn about the whole patient can affect true healing more than simply treating a disease. I believe that each of you, class of 2022 graduates, understands this philosophy and will go forth to become successful osteopathic physicians, serving patients from the mountains of eastern Kentucky and Appalachia to the most populated cities of the world. You have committed yourselves and are exceptionally well prepared to make a world a healthier and better place for our fellow human beings. So I encourage each of you to take your hard-earned DO degree, go into the world, and do great things. Never forget, a degree in osteopathic medicine is much more than an accumulation of hard work, a fancy piece of paper. It is a covenant, a pledge to respond sincerely to the medical needs of your patients and the entirety as human beings. I ask that you always treat the person no matter what else. Thank you. All right, now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce William T. Betts, D.O. as the annual commencement speaker for the Kentucky College of Optometry and the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. William T. Betts, D.O., MBA, FA, COFP Distinguished, received his D.O. degree from the Kansas City University College of Osteopathic Medicine and is board certified by the American Osteopathic Board of Family Physicians. Dr. Betts had a significant impact on ChiCom from its beginning. He served as the Associate Dean for Clinical Sciences and Chairman of the Department of Family Medicine from 1998 to 2006. He left ChiCom in 2006 to become the founding dean of Pacific Northwest University of Health Sciences. But his passion for Pikeville and ChiCom brought him back here in 2009, where he served as Senior Associate Dean for Osteopathic Medical Education and Chair of Family Medicine until his retirement in 2017. In his final year at ChiCom, Dr. Betts also served as the acting dean. He has had numerous appointments to osteopathic medical organizations and certifying boards. He has significantly helped advance osteopathic medical education. He's also one of the reasons I returned to ChiCom as a faculty member almost 6 years ago. I consider him a great mentor, colleague, and friend. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Betts.
Wow. It's great being here, tall people. Thank you, Dr. Joe. It is a pleasure being here at the University of Pikeville. President Webb, honored guests, Terry, Chairman of the Board. It is truly great being here to be a part of this commencement. And to the faculty of the College of Osteopathic Medicine and to the faculty of the College of Optometry, it truly is an honor to be here. First, let me say something to the graduates, and that is to congratulate you to those individuals who are graduating from the College of Osteopathic Medicine and to the graduates of the College of Optometry at the University of Pikeville. It is quite an achievement that you have attained as the university honors your accomplishments. Your hours of commitment towards your shared goals of the future are a testament of your stamina, your perseverance, and resolve. This is your commencement, your beginning, your future. The word commencement. You always look it up and it says, it's the beginning. Well, I can remember my commencement. Oh, I've had several of them. I've junior high school rather. High school, remember the high school? Yeah, I try to forget those too. College. And then as the dean said, I graduated from the Osteopathic Medical School in Kansas City at Kansas City University. And those were really the beginnings of my life. They were the beginnings of my future. But they really weren't the beginnings of my favorite career. My favorite career, my commencement, my beginning really was at the University of Pikeville. It was July 1, 1998. Were you guys born then? Okay. At that time, it was known as Pikeville College. The governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky was our esteemed Governor Paul Patton. The founding dean was Dr. John Strohsnyder, who was a colleague of mine in Kansas City, a close friend. And in fact, when we came to Pikeville, they called us the Kansas City Mafia. The school was located at that time in Armington Science Building with the medical school in Chrisman Auditorium. Got to remember, Armington at that time only had 3 levels, even though the elevator took you up to the 4th floor. There was no 4th floor, but the elevator took you up there. Whether that was great planning by the people who built Armington or divine providence, I don't know. I choose to think that it's probably divine providence because later on we were there. But when I first started, the faculty offices were dispersed diffusely throughout Armington Science Building at the time. And we were displacing some wonderfully talented undergraduate science faculty to put the med school faculty in there. My first office was in a classroom at the very end of the second hall. They had dividers separating up that room to have 6 little offices, and you can imagine the professional privacy that we had during that time. Now, Dr. John Strohsnyder failed to tell me what I would be doing when I was hired. Not a smart person, I will tell you. He did tell me I was the chair of the Department of Family Medicine, but he didn't tell me anything else. Oh, by the way, he didn't tell me that there were only going to be 2 departments at the College of Osteopathic Medicine at the time, the School of Osteopathic Medicine at the time. There was going to be the Department of Family Medicine, which I was going to be the chair of. Ta-da! And there was the Department of Osteopathic Principles and Practice, also known as OP&P. And if it didn't have anything to do with OP&P, then it fell under my jurisdiction, which meant family medicine, internal medicine, pediatrics, surgery, ophthalmology, otorhinolaryngology, orthopedics, hematology oncology, oral health, radiology. Wow, I was really pretty smart. I was talented. He finally told me about 4 weeks before I was to teach that, oh, by the way, you're going to be teaching the whole clinical skills course all by yourself. And times have changed, haven't they, folks? It was only an 8-week course. Really has changed. So I had come from Kansas City, where I had been in clinical practice for about 18 years. I had very, very little lecture experience. I had a whole bunch of clinical experience, 18 years of it. It was a blast. I loved it. And in fact, the only reason why I came to Pikeville was I would tell people, and you guys won't understand this, but your parents will, and that is I came to Pikeville because Dr. John Stroh-Snyder not only had the pictures, but he had the negatives. Yeah, see, it doesn't run well with people at this age. My lectures were transparencies. You don't even know what that is. I didn't even know how to do PowerPoint at that time. So on the very first day of school, on a Monday morning, 8 o'clock, I'm the first lecturer. My first lecture. And it was a memorable one, as I wasn't aware of the generational differences between my students and me. No clue. I wanted to impress to the students the importance of the dean's dress code that we had at the time. To stress to the men that they were to wear shirts and ties and slacks and no jeans. And God forbid that you would have holes in those jeans. And the women were to wear dresses and skirts or slacks with modest tops, no cleavage, emphasizing the professionalism of medicine. I wanted to really impress to the women the importance of wearing proper footwear in the clinical setting because, you know, some of you young women wear spikes and stuff like that are sometimes hard to wear. So I wanted to impress to them to wear comfortable shoes. I wanted to impress them maybe flats or low heels, emphasizing that they were not to wear thongs in the hospital setting. Yep. I noticed the same small stir that's out there right now. Student audience chuckling a little bit. One of the women raised their hands and asked very politely, well, Dr. Betts, how do you know that we're wearing a thong? Perhaps you were in reference to flip-flops. To my utter horror, I realized the instantaneous generation gap, that faux pas that I would never forget, and the students that graduated never allowed me to forget. But I quickly acknowledged my mistake, and I noted to the women that they were not to wear flip-flops in the clinical setting. Well, I was red-faced and I stammered a bit, and I was able to obtain my composure and carry on with my planned exemplary presentation. It was going to be stellar. So when I finished, I went back up to the dean's office to boast of my performance, my stellar performance. And you have to remember, this guy is a very personal friend of mine. He was my clinical dean when I was in graduate studies. He practiced down the hallway when I first started in family medicine. So Stroh and I were very close friends. So I went in there to boast about my stellar performance and to overlook my minor blunder. And the dean sat there smiling. And at that time in Armington, the dean was a smoker. He just kind of sit back there and smile, leaning back in his chair. And he said with a rather jocular tone, looking at me, and he said, thong? I was embarrassed. I was mortified, humiliated. He just sat there laughing. Again, he's my best friend. He said, well, you know, Billy, that was his pet name for me, by the way, it was Billy. Billy, you can't even tinkle in the Walmart parking lot without us hearing about it. My first day, my beginning, my commencement at the University of Pikeville at the time. Well, now, you have to look around now at the building that you have at the College of Osteopathic Medicine and another beautiful building that houses the College of Optometry at the Health Professions Education Building. And you see all of the educational benefits that were not available to us during 1998 when we first started the school. But you're not really here to listen to my stories because I have really a lot of them. And the president is getting nervous because I've gone off script several times. He has already warned me several times he's going to sing me down if it gets too long. So if you start hearing him, I got to cut it off. So, but you're here for an inspirational talk. I was quite honored when the president chose me to be your commencement speaker. He had mentioned that he did ask people like Oprah Winfrey, Conan O'Brien, and even Stephen King to come and give the presentation, but they were busy. He even asked Dr. Ed Stiles if he could make arrangements to have Kim Kardashian do it. But unfortunately, none of those people are available, so he asked me, and I was honored and truly am honored to be a part of your commencement. But then I asked myself, what profound things would I say to you? I mean, really, to inspire you, to energize you. Then I noted that in my research, some of the profound commencement speeches of the past. Perhaps you were at Tulane University in 2009 when you heard Ellen DeGeneres say, and I quote, "For many of you today, success is being able to hold down 20 shots of tequila. For me, the most important thing in your life is to live your life with integrity and not to give into peer pressure, to try to be something that you're not. To live your life as an honest and compassionate person and contribute in some way. Follow your passion. Stay true to yourself. Never follow someone else's path unless you are in the woods and you're lost and you see a path, and then by all means, you should follow that path." I said, wow, that's really good. I don't think I could do that one. What else is out there? Steve Jobs. Take my hat off. Stanford, 2015. And Steve, he says, you got to find what you love. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way you can do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. I thought, wow, that's really good too. It's not me either. I don't know what I'm going to say now. So, I just didn't know what to do. And then last Sunday in the Sunday newspaper of the Naples Daily News, and I know that you know this as a journalistic excellence, because some of you probably read it on a daily basis. This is last Sunday now, and I'm talking to you with this. Last Sunday, and the article says, La doctora left her mark in Texas. Clotilde Perez Garcia, grit, wit, wisdom, made her a giant in the Mexican-American history and community. I said, wow, that's pretty interesting. She happened to be a woman who was born in Mexico. She was fourth out of 7 children. She was raised, though, in Corpus Christi, Texas. Her father, the Garcia patriarch, demanded excellence of his children, especially when it came to education. He encouraged all of the family to become physicians because it was the only way to become independent and serve humanity. 6 of the 7 earned medical degrees. But Dr. Clotilda's pathway was a little circuitous. For her brothers were to take favor on there because they were the favored gender in that family. She earned her associate's degree from a junior college, and later she earned her bachelor's degree at the University of Texas in Austin in pre-med with zoology and chemistry. But there wasn't enough money to send her to medical school at the time, and her brothers, there wasn't enough money to send her and her brothers to medical school. So while the men were finishing up their medical degrees, she taught. She eventually graduated from the University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston in 1954, and I know that's a long time ago, but there were only 7 women graduating from that medical school class up there. Look out at what we have here. There were only 7, and she was the only Mexican-American individual, woman, in that group. Her gender and her ethnicity provided difficulties in her professional educational experience. The staff at the school would always tell her, in fact, they would tell all 7 of the women, that you're taking a man's job. You're going to get married, and all the money that the government has invested in your education is going down the drain. And then what are you doing here in medical school? Don't you know that a woman's place is in the home, taking care of children and taking care of the husband? But she used her wit, and she used her savoir-faire to her detractors, saying once, "Oh, honey, I didn't know you cared. Are you proposing?" Dr. Garcia persevered and overcame social, gender, ethnic adversities that we today can only imagine. Throughout her career, Dr. Garcia covered pediatrics, geriatrics, obstetrics, even surgery. She did it all. She delivered more than 10,000 babies throughout her career. She stated that she did everything from bones to brains, and she never, ever took off her medical school ring. She would take care of the poor and indigent in Corpus Christi, charging very little, always below the cost that anybody else charged. And she would even pay for the tests that her clientele couldn't afford. She developed such a following medically, socially, and politically. And in fact, national leaders would always stop by. If they wanted to woo the Latinos in the South Texas area, they always stopped by South Texas to get the blessings of Dr. Hector and Clotilda Garcia. I said, what a story this is. But this is all Monday. What am I going to... I've changed this presentation over and over and over again, and I'm still trying to ponder what profound message to tell you. So what could I say that was that inspirational? Then I remembered a line that my pal, Dr. John Strohsnyder, said as he would sit back there with the cigarette. And he'd say, Billy, I think he really pulled this from Shania Twain, by the way. But he said, Billy, remember the people who brought you to the dance. Keep dancing with them. In other words, dance with your parents, for they put in the time, the money, the energy, the love of you, both in past, in present, and in future. Dance with your spouse or your partner, for they are the stabilizing factor that have been, or the past or the present, they are your future in that stabilizing factor. If you have them, dance with your children. If you don't have them, in the future, dance with your children. For they're the mini-me's and the mini-you's. They're your creation to mold and to design in the future. Dance with your university. They see you as the model of healthcare now and in the future. This includes the faculty and staff who have spent time educating you, shoving that knowledge into your brains listening to you ask those age-old questions such as, do I really have to know this? Is it going to be on the test? Lastly, dance with your profession. Dance with the osteopathic profession. Dance with the optometric profession, optometry. Dance. Wear your degree with pride, whether you are a DO or an OD. Be proud from where you came and who brought you to the dance, because you couldn't dance the dance without them. Be loving and kind to all of the people with whom you have been dancing, even those who may have stepped on your toes. Give back to those who have given to you in the past, for they may need your support in the future. Be fearless in the pursuit of a dance that sets your soul on fire. And lastly, the dance isn't osteopathic medicine. The dance isn't optometry. The dance is your life. Enjoy the dance. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Betts. I am a little taller. The doctoral degree represents the highest level of learning recognized in the Academy. Under extraordinary circumstances and when an individual has demonstrated a high level of accomplishment and service to humanity, the Academy bestows upon that individual the highest level of recognition for public service, which is the honorary doctorate. We believe that William T. Betts represents this highest level of achievement, and we are proud to recognize him today.
William T. Betts, please rise and approach the podium. Mr. President, as Provost, I have the honor to present to you William T. Betts.
William T. Betts, better known to some as Billy. In recognition of your outstanding leadership to the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, in honor of your personal commitment to higher education at the University of Pikeville, and in gratitude for your lifetime of medical service to the people from Kansas to Washington and throughout Central Appalachia, the faculty and board of trustees of the University of Pikeville bestow upon you this honorary degree. Therefore, William Betts, by the authority vested in me by the board of trustees and the University of Pikeville, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Science, honoris clausa.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the Kentucky College of Optometry and the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2022 who are candidates for their respective degree.
Well then, I think it's about time for you to receive your degrees. Please rise. Yes, all of the students, please rise. Not those of you in the sides, just those of you on the floor. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Pikeville, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have labored so long, the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine or the Doctor of Optometric Medicine, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You are now officially graduates of the University of Pikeville. Congratulations.
Mr. President, may I introduce the Kentucky College of Optometry class of 2022, who are being hooded today by our Assistant Dean of Clinical Affairs, Cliff Cottle, OD. Jessica Beckman. Josiah Balliard. Hannah Bowser. Sophia Brown. Hannah Busrow. Kevin Campbell, hooded by Michael Campbell, OD. Ellen Chadwell. Hunter Christian. Mary Catherine Clark. Hannah Collier. Chelsea Curry. Ashley DiMercurio. Anna Dixon. Trinity Doan. Michael DeRocher, hooded by Richard DeRocher, OD. Cohen Ellswick. Brian Fields. Clayton Frost. Dominique Folk. Taylor Hart. Heather Hinderlight. Emily Hawley. Kristen Johnson. Laura Keith, hooded by Kenneth Dale Hasty, OD. Philip Kelly. John Kephart. Joseph Koberlein. Ashley Q. Courtney Lancaster. Anna Latza. Catherine Liu. Silva Lowe. Dixon Maggard. Nancy Mai. Chloe Malcolm. Brennan MacArthur. Melissa Metz. Michael Million. Audrey Moore. Chanela Onyado. Priya Patel. Forrest Pope. Justin Reed. Alyssa Richard. Taylor Runyon. Maya Safe. Michelle Safe. Clara Schroyer. Stephanie Solomon. Caleb Stanley. Zachary Stevenson. Daniel Sturgill, hooded by Keith Miller, OD. Rebecca Thigpen. Douglas Thompson. Brittany Varney. Ashley Wright. Taylor Yardy. Josie Ziegler.
Mr. President, may I introduce the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, Class 2022. Shakariar A. Abbasi, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Once again, Shakariar A. Abbasi, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Alou Zuhair Al-Galaini, hooded by Fatima Nassar, D.O. Iqbal Jayed Ali, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Mais Muhannad Alwan, hooded by Phaeton Abdullah, M.D. Rachel Elizabeth Bailey, hooded by Deborah R. Bailey, M.D. Ho Chung J. Bang, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Zachary James Baumgart, hooded by Mark Baumgart, MD. Thomas Alexander Baxter, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Amy Elizabeth Beard, hooded by Lyle Beard, MD. Shelby Lynn Blanton, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Joseph Michael Bloomer, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Emily Jean Borgemanke, hooded by David Borgemanke, MD. Brienne Patricia Bowers, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. William Eli Branding, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Adrian Alice Backles, hooded by Adrian Dale Backles, PhD. Avery Alexander Backles, hooded by Adrian Dale Backles, PhD. Colin Mark Boudet, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Wait. Daniel David Kane, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Brianna Lynn Capron, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Seth Christian Carmichael, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Jamie Brooklyn Castle, hooded by Kate Schatz, MD. Rayleigh Andrew Cato, hooded by Byron Thomas D.O. Christina S. Chan, hooded by Evelyn Ha, M.D. It's Kiak, right? Thank you. Robert Lee Christensen, hooded by James J. Kiak, M.D. Carly Marie Clemens, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Philip Cleves, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Michael Dylan Collins, hooded by Ty Slatton, M.D. Shauna Michelle Combs, hooded by Mandulika Mamidi, M.D. Close enough. Alexander Caleb Cook, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Jared Timothy Cottingham, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Michaela Mason Dennison, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Sunil Devkota, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Colin Doherty, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Todd Michael Dunaway, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Dana Blair Ebb, hooded by Don Ebb, DDS. David Russell Elkins, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Jordan Danielle Elliott, hooded by Michael Elliott, PhD. Morgan Finn, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Killian Mary Finnegan, hooded by Zachary Johnson, MD. Dylan Cody Fugate, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Stephen Griffith Gadd, hooded by Linda Carrington, PhD. Ayaz Jen, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Olivia May Gentry, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Nikhil Grandy, hooded by Nav Grandy, MD. Dominic George Grasso, hooded by Michael Cicero, DO, FACO, EP. John M. Gutierrez, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Keenan Luke Hacker, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Emily Elitza Halley, hooded by Arthur Halley, OD. Kathleen Kennedy Hall, hooded by Ashley Adams, DO. Brandon Kyle Ham, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Andrew Moses Hanala, hooded by Yusuf Hanala, MD. Andrew Alan Hartley, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Waverly Morgan Abert, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Megan Ruth Hedgespeth, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Taylor Nathaniel Herman, hooded by Carla Herman, PhD. Olivia Horvath Hildesheim, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Brianna Nicole Ishmael, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Carly Marie James, hooded by Mike Benz, DDS. Sarah Khalid Javed, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Madison Jopina, hooded by Matthew Jopina, JD. Satin Derjit Kaur, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Akhil Kavuri, hooded by Anushya Kavuri, MD. Ian Ross Keith, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Santrupti Kemparajars, hooded by Kirthi Kemparajars, MD. Hiba Ahmed Khan, hooded by Aftab Ahmed Khan, MD. Kennedy Alexis King, hooded by Joshua Cram Dio. Robert Nubb, hooded by Grady Stevens, MD. Mary Elaine Yowei Kuo, hooded by Daniel Kuo, MD. Sarah Elizabeth Lackey, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Shelby Elizabeth Lisak, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Anne M. Magnuson, hooded by Todd Magnuson, MD. Catherine Magno Manalo, hooded by Manny Manalo, MD. Key Raman Menzi, hooded by Lena Menzi, MD. Jennifer Margaret Markwood, hooded by Ian Markwood, PhD. Morgan Elizabeth Matthews, hooded by Pamela Hurston, MD. Heather Mary Shanks Maguire, hooded by Julia Huff Smith, DE, DHED. Christine Nicole Miller, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Christopher Roy Moore, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Leah Joy Moorfield, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Ryan Christopher Morales, hooded by Bran Cornelius, DO. Jessica Lynn Matters, hooded by Amber Rates, DO. Mohammed Nair, hooded by Nada Nair, MD. Tumin Jompang, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Stuart Franklin Wade Orange, hooded by Larry Orange D. Min. Javed Z. Osmani, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Douglas Wade Owen, hooded by Mark Blueback, D.O. Ratisha Patmatasan, hooded by Cynthia Patmatasan, MD. Andrea Clara Perrin, hooded by Michael R. Weaver, PhD. Preston David Perry, hooded by David Perry, DC. Manisha Priyani, hooded by Chandur Priyani, MD. Colin David Radabo, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Elizabeth Ann Reiner, hooded by Jessica Zinski-Brzozowski, PhD. Alexandra Lynn Rice, hooded by Ty Sletton, MD. Emily Nicole Robbie, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Jared Michael Rollins, hooded by James Rollins, MD. Rebecca Romero, hooded by Francis Hinsberg, D.O. Amy Rubrick, hooded by Linda Balsamo, PhD. Sahar Demetria Safi, hooded by Joshua Cram, D.O. Ashley Abbas Salim, hooded by Ali Abbas Salim, MD. Abdul Salam Shaker Salem, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. John Alexander Sanford, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Rishkish C. Savalia, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Christine Eleanor Schmeling, hooded by Juliette Calveit Schmeling, MD. Aaron Mitchell Schneider, hooded by David H. Schneider, MD. Leslie Savannah Schneider, hooded by Zachary Johnson, MD. Hannah WCO, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Arham Shahab, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Alexandria Lauren Shirila, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Thank you. Alison F. Schaff, hooded by Al Adassi, MD. Jacob H. Saffers, hooded by Kyler Gator Hazlitt Farm, D. Stephen Kyle Skaggs, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. JC Keena Smith, hooded by Teresa Bentley, MD. Andrew Joseph Sprader, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Daniel Michael Stoneberg, hooded by Candy Griffey, DO. Andrew Tapp Strike, hooded by Billie Jean Strike, Farm D. Alexander Safrich, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Paige Allison Swan, hooded by Faten Abdullah, MD. Ethan Maxwell Thacker, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Amy Elizabeth Theriot, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Marilyn Alice Thomas, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Nicole Tomchuk, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Holly Ann Toy, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Kelly Taylor Van Merkt, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Dean Herbert Waldhart, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Jessica Lynn Watson, hooded by Garrett Kuhn, DO. Thomas Luther Westphal III, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Justin Langton Whitington, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO. Meadow Caitlin Will, hooded by Joshua Cram, DO.
Would the 2022 Kentucky College of Optometry graduates stand for me, please? I will now administer your optometric oath, so I ask that you repeat after me. With full deliberation, I freely and solemnly pledge that I affirm that the health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will practice the art and science of optometry faithfully and conscientiously and to the fullest scope of my competence. I will uphold and honorably promote by example and action the highest standards, ethics, and ideals of my chosen profession and the honor of the degree Doctor of Optometry, which has been granted me. I will provide professional care for those who seek my services with concern, with compassion, and with due regard for their human rights and dignity. I will place the treatment of those who seek my care above personal gain and strive to see that none shall lack for proper care. I will hold as privileged and inviolable all information entrusted to me in confidence by my patients. I will advise my patients fully and honestly of all which may serve to restore, maintain, or enhance their vision and general health. I will strive continuously to broaden my knowledge and skills so that my patients may benefit from all new and efficacious means to enhance the care of human vision. I will share information cordially and unselfishly with my fellow optometrists and other professionals for the benefit of patients and the advancement of human knowledge and welfare. I will do my utmost to serve my community, my country, and humankind as a citizen as well as an optometrist. I hereby commit myself to be steadfast in the performance of this, my solemn oath and obligation. Congratulations, guys.
Will the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2022 please stand? We are so proud of each and every one of you. Please repeat after me. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and the life of my patients. To retain their confidence and respect both as a physician and a friend who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity. To perform faithfully my professional duties. To employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and my skill and ability. Keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding in the general welfare of the community. sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it may be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation. And never by word or by act cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truths to the healing arts. And to develop the principles of osteopathy, which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. Congratulations, doctors.
Members of the Kentucky College of Optometry class of 2022, you have completed 4 years of study in the classroom, laboratory, and clinics. You performed well through many challenges and much adversity. You have honed your knowledge of the optometric profession while caring for patients in need. Today, I am very pleased and proud to have you enter my profession, the profession of optometry. Our profession has evolved quickly over the past 100 years to becoming the primary eye care profession. As you begin your careers as doctors of optometry, I ask that you continue with compassionate care of your patients. People will seek your care and knowledge. Give it to them, for through giving that we ourselves are blessed. I know that I speak for the Kentucky College of Optometry faculty and staff when I say we are very proud of all of you. Thank you for all that you have accomplished and achieved along this way. Your degrees are well earned. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present the newest doctors of optometry in the country, the members of the Kentucky College of Optometry class of 2022.
Members of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2022, before I officially present you as a class of new osteopathic physicians, I want to ask that sometime today you take a few moments to thank and show appreciation to your family for all the love and support they have given you during this journey. Members of the class of 2022, you have distinguished yourselves as a class of leaders. You have performed admirably during your years at CHICOM and have enhanced the reputation of our fine College of Osteopathic Medicine. You have now joined a proud profession, one that values the relationship between physician and patient, that seeks health and recognizes that a person's state of health depends on the body, mind, and spirit. As you begin your careers as Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, I challenge you to continue to be leaders in your profession and in your community. Doctors of Osteopathic Medicine are the most completely trained physicians in the world. Be true and loyal to your alma mater, remembering that this school gave you the chance to realize your dreams. You may be leaving us physically, but you will always be a part of the CHICOM family. Take pride in your accomplishments. You go forward as osteopathic physicians, and as Dr. Andrew Taylor Still said, no finer title can follow a person's name. And now, it gives me great pleasure to present the newest osteopathic physicians in the United States, the members of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2022. Now allow me to introduce Dr. Crawford, who is going to give some remarks to the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medical Association. Dr. Crawford.
Dear graduates, look how far you've come. Remember from in the past 4 years. Remember your white coat ceremony 4 years ago, where the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association president welcomed you into the osteopathic family, and you were not quite sure about this white coat and the symbolism it brought you. Now we welcome you as colleagues with the doctoral gowns, diplomas, and the long white coat. With this comes more expectations, mentoring those who come after you during your entire career, providing osteopathic patient care, and becoming active in your state osteopathic associations. You will find osteopathic physicians encouraging each other, laughing together, learning together, investing in students and residents, trying to make a state a better place to practice and improving their patients' health. You have shown some of these qualities through the service, suggestion for improvements, and your friendships while at CHICOM. Now, I challenge you to broaden your influence from school to your hospitals, your state, and the American College of Osteopathic Association. Congratulations to our newest colleagues, CHICOM class of 2022.
Good morning. Just 1 year ago, I was sitting right back there, graduating from the Kentucky College of Optometry. It's amazing to be up here in front of you this morning, to be invited back to celebrate with you, to celebrate and honor the culmination of a long journey, a journey filled with determination, hard work, and perseverance. Let me be among the first to say congratulations to each and every one of you. As you well know, school has required a great sacrifice of time, and for most of you, that has been significant time away from family. I encourage you today to not only celebrate this momentous occasion, but to also reconnect with your family and thank them for the great sacrifice that they too have made. As you move on from here, I think it's helpful to reflect on your journey, to look back at the past, but of course, we must be careful not to live in the past. We have to be focused on the here and now, to be present in the moment with an eye toward the future. But we certainly can't discount the past and the lessons that we can learn from it. It's important to celebrate the victories because they spur you on to even greater victories. This morning, I want to ask each of you to reflect on the most difficult moments of your journey to becoming a doctor. Those difficult moments, those are where the victories are won. That is where the growth takes place. When things are going well, you just kind of cruise along on autopilot and you just enjoy the ride. But it's in the difficult moments where you found out what you're made of, where you dug down deep and found strength that you didn't know you had. and you learned who you could lean on when things got tough. Faith, family, friends, and professors all played a part in helping shape you in those challenging times, and they helped you take the next step, and the next step, and the next step, until finally you've arrived. You've made it. You've accomplished something that very few people have the courage or the determination to do. When you look back, you see the growth, you see the victories, you see how God has blessed you for the faithfulness to the task. This is the stuff of celebrations. But again, don't stay in the past, but use this time of reflection as fuel to propel you forward. So what's next? Well, first take time to drink in this incredible accomplishment. And again, reconnect with family. You've earned this opportunity to celebrate what you've accomplished. So enjoy it. Then get back at it. There's a lot of work to be done. Whether it's residency or practice, the next chapter of life will be filled with even more challenges. And when the difficult times come, you will have a wealth of experience from which to draw. Find someone who will serve as a mentor to you, someone that you can turn to when things get tough and you need help navigating the uncharted waters ahead. And having reflected on those past challenges and victories, you can now see the importance of those who poured into you. Now it's your turn to pour into those who come behind you. As the singer-songwriter Tim McGraw says, when you get where you're going, don't forget, turn back around, help the next one in line, and always be humble and kind. Whether it's helping to nurture the next generation of optometrists or osteopaths, volunteering in your community, or giving back to your alumni association here at UPike, find a way to help those coming behind you. You now have a wealth of experience and strength from which you can draw, and you have a lot of information to share to other people, so don't keep it to yourself. It's truly a blessing to be here with you today to speak to you, and it is my great honor to call each and every one of you my colleague. May God bless you as you begin this next chapter of life. It's going to be even better. Thank you.
On behalf of the ChiCom Alumni Association, I would like to congratulate each of you on your amazing achievement. A few days ago, a family friend of ours asked my 4-year-old daughter, "Do you want to be a doctor like your mommy when you grow up?" And I was really eager to hear what she would say. "Yes," she replied, "because I want to help people." And of course, my heart felt full of joy and pride, and I was so excited, but that was actually kind of short-lived, because right on cue, my 14-year-old daughter said, "Why would you want to be a doctor? Mommy sits up all night doing charts." So a very innocent question kind of showed the two extremes of the profession that we've chosen. On one hand, we get to touch lives and help people on a daily basis, and to me, there's nothing more rewarding. On the other hand, as a physician, we make sacrifices. Sacrifices with our personal life, with our family and friends, and some that even affect our personal well-being. But I promise you that every late night that you spend at the library, the long study weekends, the missed birthday parties with your family and friends, it is worth it. We've chosen to be a servant to others, and the reward that we get is amazing. The first time that you deliver a baby by yourself and you hear its musical cry, when you diagnose a life-altering illness for your patient, and when you hold a patient's hand as they take their final breath, you know that today that you did make a difference, and it's worth every tear, sleepless night, and missed family function that you had, because that day you did make a difference. Although your time at ChiCom has come to an end, we want you to know that you'll always be part of the ChiCom family. Your Alumni Association is here for you, and we're eager to help in any way possible. We want to be your voice as you continue throughout your career. Whether we can help you set up rotations, arrange ChiCom social events, so you can keep in touch with each other, or simply be there when you need a person to talk to, please know that we're here for you. Again, we wish you the best of luck in the future, and God bless.
Well, hi everyone. If you're like my husband up there and you're wondering where we are in the program, I'm Brittany Varney now. Recent change, but that's where we are in the program. I'm the CAICO class valedictorian, so if you will keep in check where we are, that's where we are. I was going to say good morning, but I think we're in afternoon now. But it's an honor to be up here to talk to y'all today. I just want to start by thanking everyone that's made it possible for me to be standing in this very spot today. I've got so many supportive family members and friends and teachers along this journey, and I couldn't be here without them. I would like to thank my loving, supportive husband for the understanding the demands of professional school, and my single father who sacrificed so much to ensure that I would have all the opportunities possible today. We made it, Dad. Said I wasn't going to cry, but I would like to start by telling you a short story about some advice that I was actually given in undergrad. I was speaking with my academic advisor on future career options during my freshman year, and he advised me that considering where I was from, which is Eastern Kentucky, I'm local from Hazard, my personality and my dialect, aka my accent, that I would be better suited to change my major, that I would likely never have a career in medicine at all. I remember how discouraging those words were at the time, and I was just so broken down by them, but I chose to take them and turn them around and use a reminder to never give up during difficult times. And unlike my undergrad experience, I found that Pikeville, while I was interviewing at optometry school here, placed importance on being Appalachian and serving our people and our culture and creating like an environment to learn in. So that's what really encouraged me to go here in the first place. And I just want to encourage anyone in the audience or online listening that may have grown up in poverty, being considered a first-generation college student, had to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make it in college, to make ends meet. Like, I'm standing here so you can too, so don't give up. Thank you. But our class, both classes, CAICO and CAICOM, we were in the middle of our second year, arguably the hardest semesters that we had when the pandemic hit. And I know when we had to switch to online, it was like a shell shock. And we persevered through clinical checkouts, our courses, our boards, fourth-year externships with grit and the guidance of our amazing professors. Both CAICO and CAICOM professors, we just want to say thank you for guiding and helping us along the way. We couldn't have done it without you. These past 4 years with our classmates and several of my CAICOM friends have been the best time of my life. From mission trips to El Salvador, remote area medical clinics, the annual eyeball fundraiser, these are memories that we will all treasure for a lifetime. And at some point, no matter what background we came from, most of the graduates sitting here today, both CAICO and CAICOM, have likely been told along our journey that we would not be sitting where we are today, but here we are. We may call our class the honeymooners, but I call us the overcomers. And we overcame all of the obstacles set before us and have achieved more than what others thought possible of us today. I'm proud to call each and every one of you my friends and colleagues, and I'm excited to see what all of you will accomplish. And I challenge you to strive to make the biggest impacts in your communities and in your profession. And I congratulate all of us on becoming doctors today. Thank you.
President Webb, Ding Kingri, Ding Bak Chalupe. I had to go back and watch y'all's white coat from last fall so I could at least give it a good college try. Chairman Dotson, Provost Worth, the rest of our distinguished guests that we have here today, faculty, staff, our families, friends, and of course, you know, my new colleagues from both KICO and KICOM. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all the moms in attendance, and happy Derby Day since we're in Kentucky. Rock and roll. We still have a little bit of time if you participate in betting on the ponies, so you can still get post. My name is Daniel Stoneberg. I have been fortunate enough to serve as the class president for the class of 22 since our first year. And I hope that I have served at least the other 127 of you all well. And it has been a true pleasure and a privilege. I can still feel like July 23rd of 2018 was just yesterday. I remember what suit I was wearing and what tie I was wearing. But it was that day, 1,384 days ago, that we all met on the 7th floor of the HPE building and started our first day of orientation back when we did orientations together with our two colleges. What seems like, you know, a blink of an eye, when you're going through it, it just seemed like it took forever. Between all the block exams, the time studying, the time trying to not study and decompress, time spending with your friends and your family. And here we are, today, May 7th, 2022, and we are all doctors. It's awesome. I'd like to take a moment real quick and thank some people important in my life, and that's my family, sitting up in the 206th section currently. My dad, Don, my absolute hero. I wouldn't have the intelligence I have without him. He's the way smartest man in this room. My mother, who's probably already crying, Dad, hand her the hanky. Your unwavering support through my education, through my time in the Army, and now as I step into my career, thank you. To my sister Andrea, my brother Nick are here. I'm sorry that I was the quintessential middle child. I'm more educated now, so I'll at least give you the family discount. Over these past 4 years, we spent a lot of time invested in a lot of different things. We've been invested in just being in a school building, still being in probably the same school building, but in our studies, time in our relationships, and then in the last couple years, time in our clinical education, time with our patients. Now, my faculty advisor, Dr. Griffey, who I definitely wanted to have hood me today, she probably would have loved if I exercised the first two of those, maybe a little bit more. She wouldn't have had to send as many emails to me asking if I was going to be okay and get through this. So sorry for the extra stress. We made it. People are going to hand me a knife for a living. That's crazy. The third one, the one that I'm glad I really didn't miss out on, was investing into each other. I know you all will have stories and lifelong friends, and I do as well. You know, I have Colin, Bob, AJ. You guys have become brothers to me through this process. You know, confiding in you. Men cry a little bit, it happens, but I definitely couldn't have done it without you three. And also thanks to Bob and AJ's wives, who fed me as the bachelor that I am through several of these years. So thank you, Kat and Emily. To my class vice president, Carly, the mom to my dad, she would really wrangle me in sometimes. You have become one of my closest confidants. Your trust, your friendship, I absolutely couldn't have done it without you. And she's been in the same role since our first year as well. So she's put up with me for a long time. Becky, Robert, Leslie, Michaela, Christine, Herbert, all of these people that, you know, I'm sure we have a list that goes miles long of the people that we've invested in. Don't lose contact. Stay with each other, invest in each other, and it pays off in the long run. The final and most important as we move forward from this day is the time that we will spend with our patients. We will come across people at the best and worst moments in life, in all chapters of life. I personally hope to never forget to ask myself if I can help this person, whether it is, you know, through my physical touch, or is it just needing an ear and mentally helping them, emotionally helping them. So I challenge all of us as we go forward to Not just think about RVUs, but think about the person. Isn't that? So invest time into them through our education, through our talents, through just being with them, and going into a profession that is a road less traveled to where we serve fellow man wholeheartedly. I'll leave you with this quote from a businessman and columnist, Harvey McKay, from the greater Minneapolis area. Time is free, but it is priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you'll never get it back. So I hope, as we move on from this day, I hope that we all continue to invest our time into these areas. Thank you, God bless you all, and congratulations to KICO and KICOM 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Stoneberg. You are correct. This is Derby Day, and I think, therefore, it is appropriate that everyone in the room please stand for the singing of My Old Kentucky Home.
The sun shines bright in the old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, all happy and bright. The corn tops ripe and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. Weep no more, my lady, oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for the old Kentucky home, for the old Kentucky home far away. Weep no more, my lady, oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for the old Kentucky home, for the old Kentucky home far away.
Let us pray. Father God, thank you for blessing us with your presence today. You're the great physician, and you have put in the heart of each graduate here a desire to serve others. You blessed us with a team of faculty and supporting staff and family that have a heart for you and pushed us to be the best doctors we can be. Thank you so much for that, Abba. You and you alone know about every struggle we individually went through to be here today. The sleepless nights, the time away from our families, so many sacrifices. But you and you alone also knew, without a single doubt, that we were capable of this achievement. You made us. You instilled in these osteopathic and optometric physicians the burning desire and the need to serve others. Would you please fan that flame of desire and keep it alive within us, Lord? Would you bless these doctors of osteopathic medicine and doctors of optometry with your perfect love for our patients, so that we may continue to serve others with a joyful heart each and every day for the rest of our lives. Thank you, Father, for bringing us here to celebrate today, and thank you for this journey, but most of all, thank you for being with us in our past, present, and future. In your name of your Holy Son we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Before you go today, I would like to make an important announcement. Earlier this week, the University of Pikeville was given a gift from an anonymous foundation. This gift is transformative, but before I announce it, I need to thank just a couple of people. David Hutchins, your dedication and commitment to finding great friends of the college, to listening well, and to helping me craft the story is nothing short of amazing. Barry Bentley. Barry Bentley, your skill with a spreadsheet, predictive analytics, and careful money management keeps us all aligned and financially healthy. In this case, it was your masterful creation of a 10-year pro forma that made the difference. Lori Worth, your vision, planning, and strategic insight, your brilliant implementation and ability to connect us with the right people at the right moment, and your absolute mastery of curriculum development have taken an idea to the brink of reality. Chairman Dotson, your unparalleled leadership for almost 50 years inspires me every day. I depend on each of you, and I am deeply grateful for your contributions to this announcement. Without your combined efforts, none of this would be possible. Yesterday, the UPOIC Board of Trustees unanimously voted to accept the largest single gift in university history. We are incredibly proud of each of you. Physicians and optometrists are amazing healthcare providers. But we've said for years something's missing. So today, we're pleased and thankful to announce the gift of $25 million to establish a dental school at the University of Pikeville. We are incredibly thankful to God for this day and for all future days. May God bless each of you as you begin your journey, and may God continue to bless the University of Pikeville. This commencement ceremony is now completed. Congratulations.